Look down at the device you use almost every single day, your keyboard. It's covered in dozens of keys, symbols, shortcuts, and letters, but hidden right in the middle are two tiny raised bumps, one on the letter F, one on the letter J. You've touched them thousands of times. Your fingers might even be resting on them right now. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why only those two keys? These tiny ridges are not random. They are one of the smallest, yet most smartest design details in modern technology. And their story goes all the way back to the age of typewriters. Welcome to Simple Things Surprising Histories. Today, we uncover the secret behind why the F and J keys have bumps. Try something for a moment. Close your eyes and place your hands on your keyboard. If you type often, your fingers probably found the correct position almost instantly. That's because of those tiny bumps. They're called tactile markers, sometimes known as homing bars. Their job is surprisingly simple, helping your hands locate the home row without needing your eyes. Your left index finger rests on F. Your right index finger rests on J. From there, your brain already knows where every other key is located. Without these physical guides, touch typing would feel a bit like navigating a dark room with no landmarks. You would constantly need to look down to reorient yourself. Instead, your fingertips quietly do the work for you. To understand why these bumps exist, we need to go back to the late 19th century, the era of typewriters. Early typists often used a slow method now nicknamed hunt and peck. They visually searched for each key before pressing it. But everything changed when professional typists began developing a technique called touch typing. Instead of looking down, typists learned to keep their fingers resting on a central home row and rely on muscle memory. One of the most famous early promoters of this method was Frank Edward McGurrin, a court stenographer who became known for typing at remarkable speeds without looking at the keyboard. Suddenly, typing became dramatically faster, smoother, and more efficient. But this created a new challenge. If you never look down, how do your fingers instantly find the correct starting position? Manufacturers soon realized that typists needed a physical reference point. Early keyboard experiments used various tactile guides, including small raised shapes and even metal markers. By the mid-20th century, companies like IBM began popularizing subtle raised markers directly on keyboards. Over time, the design became standardized, small bumps placed on the F and J keys so typists could instantly locate the home row through touch alone. Interestingly, some early computer keyboards experimented with different positions. Certain older Apple keyboards, for example, placed the markers on D and K instead. Eventually, though, F and J became the universal standard used around the world. There's also a fascinating piece of human biology behind this. Your fingertips contain thousands of sensitive nerve endings, constantly collecting information about texture and pressure. The moment your fingers brush across those tiny ridges, your brain instantly uses that tactile feedback to orient your hands across the keyboard. It happens so quickly that you barely notice it. But without those small physical markers, many touch typists become slower and make more mistakes because they lose their sense of position. Even today, in a world filled with smooth glass touchscreens, humans still rely heavily on physical feedback to navigate technology comfortably. Sometimes the smallest textures make the biggest difference. So the next time you sit down at your computer, take a second to notice those tiny bumps beneath your fingers. They are quiet little guides helping millions of people type faster, think smoother, and communicate without ever looking down. A tiny invention most people never notice, yet use every single day. Thanks for watching Simple Things Surprising Histories. If you learned something new today, consider subscribing for more hidden stories behind the ordinary objects around us. And until next time, stay curious.